I'm 24 now, and to be honest, I've spent most of my life trapped in my own head. Not in a dramatic way, just in the quiet, everyday kind of way that makes you doubt yourself before you even try. I'd overthink every little thing, talk myself out of opportunities, and constantly assume others had something I didn't. More confidence, more talent, more permission to take up space. But a few months ago, something shifted. Not overnight, but slowly. And it all started with a single thought that hit me during a regular Tuesday, while brushing my teeth of all things. The thought was this: what if you're not broken? Not what if you get better or finally change, but what if there was never anything wrong with you to begin with? It was such a strange, simple question, and yet it stuck, because for years, I'd been trying to fix myself. I thought I was too quiet, too hesitant, too unsure. But maybe I wasn't broken. Maybe I was just unpracticed. Maybe I just hadn't given myself the same chances I so easily gave to others. That small shift, seeing myself not as someone lacking but someone still unfolding, changed how I walked into rooms, how I started conversations, how I dared to apply for things I thought were out of my league. It didn't make me fearless, but it made me curious, and that was enough to move. It's wild how much power one small shift in thinking can hold. I used to believe confidence was something other people were born with, like they came out of the womb knowing how to speak up in meetings, pitch ideas, make friends at parties. Meanwhile, I'd sit back, convinced that I had to earn my place in the world by being perfect first. But the truth is, confidence doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from being willing. Willing to try, to be wrong, to show up even when your voice shakes. The people we admire aren't fearless. They've just gotten good at walking through fear like it's fog, thick at first but not solid. I remember the first time I spoke up in a group setting. My hands were shaking. I said something simple, nothing genius, but the world didn't end. No one laughed. And in that moment, I realized that confidence isn't a prerequisite. It's a result. You act first. The courage follows. That's why I want to ask you something right now, not tomorrow, not later. Pause the video for a second and think about one thing you've been putting off because you didn't feel ready. Got it? Good. Now drop a comment below and finish this sentence. Today, I will stop waiting and start. Fill it in with your next bold move. Let this be your moment, not just mine. And hey, if any part of this has spoken to you so far, take a second to hit subscribe. Not for me, but for you. To remind yourself, every time you come back here, that this is the season you stopped sitting on the sidelines. Let's be real for a second. What's the worst that could actually happen if you tried? That's a question I started asking myself when fear kicked in. Like, really, what's the actual worst-case scenario? Most of the time, the answer was something like, I might look awkward, or someone might not take me seriously. And yeah, that's not fun. But is it really worse than staying stuck in the same place for years, always wondering what could have happened if you had just gone for it? We often build these huge monsters in our heads out of the smallest possibilities. Fear loves to exaggerate. It whispers things like, don't bother, you'll mess up, or they'll think you're weird. But here's the kicker. People aren't thinking about you as much as you think they are. They're busy living their lives, fighting their battles, carrying their own doubts. The truth is, most of the time, no one's watching as closely as you think. And if they are, that says more about them than it does about you. You've got to stop giving other people's imaginary opinions more power than your own voice. Your opinion of yourself should be the loudest one in the room, even if you whisper it at first. Now, I want you to take a breath. Deep, right now. Good. If you're still with me, type the word enough in the comments. Not because you're finished, but because you've had enough of holding yourself back. Let that be your quiet rebellion today. Your line in the sand. You're not here by accident. This moment you're watching, it's a reminder. You are becoming someone new. One small choice at a time. There comes a moment, quiet, almost invisible, when something shifts. It's not loud like fireworks or dramatic like in the movies. It's more like a click inside your soul, a moment where you decide, not with a scream but with a calm certainty, I'm done waiting. And that moment, it changes everything. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need a crowd cheering you on. You just need to believe that your future is worth fighting for, even if no one else sees it yet, even if you're scared, even if you fail the first 3 times. That doesn't mean you weren't meant for this. It means you're building the strength to carry it. This isn't about becoming someone else. It's about finally becoming you, the version of you that's been buried under doubt, comparison, and fear. The version that speaks up, steps forward, and stands tall, not because you feel ready, but because you're done hiding. So if this message touched something in you, I want to hear from you. Not just a like or a quick comment. I want to know, what's the one story you've been telling yourself that you're ready to rewrite? What belief are you finally ready to let go of? Share your answer below. Let's create a space here where people are honest, raw, and growing together. You're not alone, and your story, yes, yours, might be the spark someone else needs, because in the end, this was never just about a video. This was about remembering that you matter, that your voice matters, that you're not too late, not too quiet, not too broken. You're just getting started, and you're not behind. You're right on time. Now go out there, live like you believe it.